A question I get asked a lot is, how do I pick my guests? So when I started out, I really went for people that I either knew personally, or I could have been introduced to via friends. Of course, there are some criteria that all the guests have to meet. They have to have interesting life journeys. They have to have had pivot points that they've learned from, and that has helped them navigate their future path. That's the fundamental core of the show. Once that is there, then their ability with telling a story obviously is amazing because it makes the story much richer. But how do I pick them in terms of who do I actually go for? When I started the show, I had already a few people in mind that I wanted to interview. And that then led to other people. So people pay it forward. If they have a good experience on the show, then they'll recommend a friend or they'll recommend someone they think would work for us. And then what's been amazing is that, and this is a lesson I think for all of us, is that don't be afraid to reach out to people you don't know. I mean, I've reached out to people on LinkedIn. I've reached out to people through their corporate website. I've just emailed them and asked them to come on. I think that if you're genuine and authentic and are upfront with people, then they are willing to give it a shot. I've had to go through PR companies. I've had to go through corporate communication offices, and very often I've just gone through the guests themselves. Sometimes it's complicated, sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's just very slow. I can reach out to someone who I'm interested in having on the show, and it will take several years to get them on, and that's fine. You have to be patient. I've learned patience in this position that I hadn't expected to have. And sometimes it doesn't align with people's, time or projects at that time. And so you just have to be flexible. In the early days of the show, I was lucky enough to land on amazing people who were willing to jump on the joyride of podcasting with me. They took a leap of faith. I took a leap of faith. And in the end, it's worked out. I think what also is beneficial and helps the show is the fact that we are not a sensationalist, rag magazine. We are a serious show that delves into people's life journeys. And I approach that with a lot of respect and I approach it with a lot of dignity for that story that's being shared with me. I never underestimate the person in the other side of the table. The other thing I do with my guests is I always want to have a cross section of industries. That's really, really important for me. This is a general show. It's a generalist show. It's not niche specific. It's not industry specific. The core of the show, of course, is people's stories. And I think regardless of what industry you're in, if you have someone talking to you about their life journey from a different industry to yours, you're still going to benefit. You're still going to find something to learn from that, something to take away, something to take home and think about. And that's really what I'm trying to do. The other thing that's really important for me that's come out as a byproduct of the show is to portray our region in a positive light. That wasn't my intention when I started, but it's become a really big cornerstone of the show. And I think people who come on are aware of that, and have given me stories that really highlight our region in an amazing way. Of course, the show is not just about success and good times. I think we all learn from people's challenges. So I'm always really interested in having people that have a mix of both the good and the bad stories to share. And I also love it when my guests are open in their personal life as well, because, it's great to have professional stories of people in their careers and how they've climbed the ladder. But I also think that we are not only one thing. We are personal, we are professional, and you cannot prevent one from influencing the other. And so when I have a guest who's open to discussing the interplay between both, I think that's really priceless, and that's when really the magic happens.